There he is.
There I am, and there you
There
are.
he is. There is the man. Oh, wait a minute. A little bit of I got to turn down the volume on my phone because for some reason, when we are live, we are not seeing the comments on the Huntophobia Canada page.
Okay, that's strange.
So I now have it on the Huntophobia Canada page on my phone, just in case people ask some questions. So we can get those questions asked for Steve. Well, welcome everyone. And I do have some exciting news. Lex, you're supposed to go, and it is what?
Tell me now.
Well, we're going to start. We're going to be on actual podcast channels starting today. So after this show, this will be our first episode going up onto the podcast. AJ was nice enough to include me into his account. So our now vodcast will now turn into a podcast as well.
Beautiful. Look at that.
Starting today. And you know what I figured? I was going to upload some other ones that we've done in the past, but I figured this would be the perfect one to start off our podcast journey.
I believe,
don't you think?
Yeah, it's a very interesting one to start with.
I think it's a perfect one. So we'll set that up after the show. And once I get that all set up, then I will send you the links. But from what I understand, from what AJ told me, is he's on, I don't know what it is. I forget what it's called, but, or I don't know what it is. Actually, he said it. I can't read. He said something. I can't recall what it is, but anyways, he, once you put it up on that one, it goes to all of them.
Oh, wow.
So we only have to upload it in this one place, and then it goes out to all of them. So, let's start, it only took 2 years to get it. It only took 2 years to get onto that. But you know what? I'll be honest. I'm not real. I like listening to podcasts, but I would rather see something than just hearing it. You know what I mean?
I do the same. So I listen to podcasts while I'm at work. So when I'm doing close downs, I have podcasts on.
Yes. So we have some people in the room today. And thank you for stopping by. We are going to have Stevo come up. And if anybody saw the stream go up at the beginning of the week, I asked people if they could send in their questions, what you wanted us to ask Stevo so he can ask his portal, and not one person sent in a question. So we're going to be playing. We're going to be doing it this way through the chat. So if you want to ask a question to Stevo, go ahead. There are going to be there's going to be one rule. Sorry, there has to be a rule. And we discovered this the last time we had him up. Lex, you want to say what that rule is?
Yeah, so last time when Stevo joined us, we did a light bit of what we're going to be doing today, where he opened up the portal. We got you guys to ask us the questions to relate to him, and we try and get his answers. We had one person in the chat who unfortunately didn't know how a family member died, and they were very insistent on that it was going to be a murder, and they asked us to do it and tell so she can get that answer. And obviously that's where pareidolia takes over, and you hear what you want to hear. And it's a dangerous game when you start getting into that territory of did someone kill this person, especially when it's personal related. So if you do have a question like that loaded up, or was my boyfriend murdered and who did it? We're not going to use that question, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of other reasons behind it too, and yeah, that's it's just. I understand why people would want to know that. You're obviously looking for answers, and I get that. And but like Lex said, we're going to stay away from that question if possible. So we have some people in the room. So there is Kel, and Courtney's in the room. Thank you for shouting out Global Ghost Hunt. And there's Greg Cause. Hey, Greg, how are you? And there's Paralinks. And if you're not sure what Paralinks is, that is our brother, our cousin, our sister. What do you want to? I don't think we should say sister. I don't think Steve would be very happy with that. So, we do work with Paralinks, and we're partners with them on these networks. So if you're interested in Paralinks, go over and give them up and watch some of their shows. And some of their shows are on Parapost Network Central too. So so the anniversary of Parapost Network Central came and passed. And I put a little bit of a notification up last week about it. And, just seeing how much we've grown in the last year from 125 to 150 to over 3,200, almost at 3,300 now. And now a year. And so really happy about that. We do have more shows coming down the road, so people are going to be very interested in. We got Roberts in the room. Big Rob.
Hey, Big Rob. How you doing, buddy?
Then there's Suzette,
who just apologized for calling me Alex in the comment. That is my name, so you don't have to apologize for saying Alex.
And there's Suzette, who is part of the Global Ghost Hunt, and she will be going live in May as well. There's Sorry Lex. Oh, there's Kara. Hi, Kara. Kara is part of the Minnesota Spirit Hunters, and they will be going live in May as well at the Victorian Mansion, which should be a lot of fun.
Ooh.
And there is, I'm assuming that's Matt. Hello, Matt. I talked to Matt today. We finished up that. Oh, there you go. I forgot to mention that. And there's Chris.
Hey, Chris.
We are going to be taking a little bit of a commercial. We got a new commercial coming out for the Global Ghost Hunt. Now, this took a little while to put together because people had different ideas and I had different ideas. And so it took a little while to put together, but it turned out really, really good. And this commercial is going to be aimed towards more the enthusiasts and the fans of the paranormal. So looking at it from that angle, I know there's a lot of paranormal investigators in the room today. And so this is aimed towards more the fans and more the enthusiasts that love the paranormal, and trying to get them in on watching in May, from May 4th to the 14th. So we'll play that sometime during the show. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking forward to doing this today. I've been looking forward to it all week, especially what happened the first time around with Stevo. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the first time was awesome. I really enjoyed it. So to do a full episode on it today it's going to be special.
Yes, yes, it's going to be very special. And so when you guys, I was going to mention something else. I can't recall what I was going to mention. Anyways, so when Stevo comes up, if you want to start putting your questions in there, and listen, guys, if I miss your question, I apologize. I will do the best I can. So I'm going to be reading the questions. Lex is going to be reading the comments towards
what's going
on? Giving the comments to Stevo and stuff like that. So listen, if you guys, we're also willing to send out the link if you guys want to come up and ask your question as well. So let me just put the link in here. So if you want to come up and ask your question, you can do that as well. So there is the link. So so if you want to ask a question, you want to come up and ask your question, or you want me to ask your question, doesn't matter either way. So why don't we bring Stevo up? This is Stevo Hopkins from now let me get this straight, right? My Journey Paranormal.
Yeah, you got it right this time.
My Journey Paranormal. You know, the thing is, you would think it's My Paranormal Journey. That would make more sense, wouldn't it?
English is overrated.
Oh, okay.
You speak in any order, like Yoda.
Yeah. So again, I put the link up there. So if you want to come up and ask your question, you can surely do that. And we'll be happy to have you come up.
I've got one thing to reveal to you, Bryan.
What's that?
Even though work has been kicking my ass for the last 2 weeks, I did have time to cut my hair. Would you like to see it?
Oh,
maybe we should rename our show The Bald and Bonkers.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm very ready.
Of course I didn't. Look at me. I've got actual hair, Bryan. Hey.
What'd you do?
You thought I was going to shave it off? No way.
I was hoping. Come on in. Come to the dark side. I'll tell the same thing with Stevo too, because I didn't know Stevo had long hair. As I was saying in the green room to him, I'm surprised.
I didn't recognize him when I logged in.
Either did I. When I first brought him up, I had to take it. I had to look twice, and no, but Stevo's great. So get ready, guys. Here's Stevo Hopkins from My Journey Paranormal.
Hey.
There he is. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
So why not? So let me ask you this: why not My Paranormal Journey?
That's actually a really good question, and I can answer that off. So a while back, like a few years ago, my wife and I started S&K Paranormal, and eventually I had a calling to do my own channel for my own growth.
Okay.
And I probably went through a list of different names, different ways, and I talked to my guides about it. I'm like, I mentioned what you said, and then they're like, nope, it has to be My Journey Paranormal. Because they're like, you got to remember, the journey is the focus of all of this. This is what we want it to be. The journey is the focus. Paranormal is just kind of like, that's just every day for, people like us, right?
Yeah.
So that's basically, it's just like My Journey Paranormal sounds good. I like it. Put it out there. If I ever have to change it, I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why not My Journey? My Journey.
Yeah. But it doesn't give it that cliche. It doesn't give it that, that paranormal effect.
Oh.
No, that sounds like the title of Bryan's docu-series on his own life in about 10 years' time. It'll be on Netflix, Huntophobia, The Journey.
I'm actually thinking more the Global Ghost Hunt is going to be my bioepic, I guess I can say, the journey that we've done we haven't even had the event yet, and it's already been a journey from the time we announced it till now. I will be, I'm really, really looking forward to it, but in the back of my head somewhere is going, oh God, it's over. Thank God. But then we got about 2 weeks off and we start on the second one. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And, the teams that signed up are really looking forward to it. I spoke to Patty a little while ago. She's going to be filming at Gilchrist County Jail with her daughter. And so I was speaking to the owner of Gilchrist. He's very, very nice guy. And the Wi-Fi is amazing. So it's going to be a real good live investigation. And that is going to be, I will say that is going to be on the 13th of May. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And we definitely, the event is going to be really, really good. And we have some great teams that have signed up. I can't wait to see Todd and Marissa at the Hinsdale House. That's going to be a lot of fun. We all know about the Hinsdale House and the stories about the Hinsdale House. So it's going to be a good event. And I'm proud of what we've done so far, and really looking forward to it. So anyways, what we're going to do now, Stevo does a little thing before he gets started working with the paranormal. So he's going to do that. And then you guys can start asking questions, start putting in your questions now. And I think me and Lex will probably ask some questions somewhere down the line. And let's have fun. So everyone sit back and ask your questions and enjoy. Go ahead, Stevo. It's all yours. What I'm going to do is I am going to put you by yourself. Okay.
I'm good with that.
Let me solo. There you go. There you go. There you go, buddy.
All right. All right. So I'm looking to connect with the guides. We're going to pray with the portal here. We ask for the protection of. And everybody who's watching this, I ask for God and protection of the white light, Jesus to be here as well. I'm asking for my appointed guides, my angels, and the whole circle to please come in and not only protect my home, but everybody else as well. We're looking to communicate with people's loved ones or just specific questions that people may have. And we just ask for your help today. And we gratefully appreciate everything that you do for us and that you will do today for us. I pray in the Lord's name, amen. All right, so I'm going to start with an app called the SED3. This was made by Anthony Sanchez from ghosthunter.com. And basically what this is the PSB7, but without the static. So it scans internet radio. It's a really good app. You can get it on the Play Store. It's only on Android right now. And you have 3 basic pedals on it. You've got your reverb, your echo, and your pitch. But I'm not going to use any of those because I already have that built into the box. So this is just kind of connecting with the guides, warming up with the guides. This is something that I do just to get them to come in and let the equipment warm up a bit. So can we just get some confirmation that you guys are here with us? And it's got a little bit of an algorithm sound to it as well. Hello, hello.
Oh, wow.
I thought I heard a couple of responses come through.
I thought I heard it say hello.
I thought I heard hello as well.
Yeah, that's cool. So we do have our first question. So when you're ready, Stevo, let us know. Okay. So this comes from Kel Ridley. Her question is, has she made the right decision?
Can we get an answer from the guides? Do you feel she's made the right decision? Can we just get a yes or a no? Okay, I will. Sorry? Come on through. I don't know if we're going to get an answer to that. We can always re-ask that again, too. That's not
Yes.
a big deal.
So Kel has asked if she has made the right decision. I wonder if there's any way we can go up on the screen. Sorry, I just want to try a few things here. I want to. No, I don't want that. Okay. So again, let's ask that question again. Has Kel made the right decision?
Open to whoever would like to come through and speak. Can we get a yes or a no? We did. Do you guys feel? Can you tell me one more time?
Oh. That didn't sound very nice. That actually sounded like it said shut up.
Yeah, that's internet radio for you. If we don't get All right, guys, I'll give you a couple more seconds and I'll switch it up. do you feel she made the right choice? Can you give me a yes or a no? All right, let's try something else.
Okay.
I'll try something.
I do have a question.
We'll try something more effective here. I'm going to use necrophonic through the box.
We do have a question here from Greg. Is it a portal Steve's working through an MFG?
Yes, it is a portal. You got your box, you've got your frequency box, and then you've got your source of audio. So
Is that what the MFG stands for? I'm not familiar with MFG.
I have no idea.
Okay. I'm not for. Can you elaborate on that, Greg, please? So I'm going to ask a question. Unless you want to ask the same question that Kelly did, and then we'll move on to another question.
Yeah, we can try her question and then we'll come back to this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we able to get a clear, definitive answer, guides? Can you come through and just give me a yes or no? Did she make the right decision? All right, how about now? She did. That's what that said. Can you repeat that one more time for me? It was right. That's what that sounded like. It was right.
What did you
Tough.
hear, Lex?
I don't know. It was quite tough to make out on my end.
I'm gonna try to move the box over a little bit. Maybe the sound will carry better.
Okay.
You want me to try to ask one more time, or are we good?
No, we can move on.
You want to try one? Just do one more.
Yeah. So what you want to try one more time, Lex?
Yeah, we'll try one more time.
Okay.
All right. Guides, do you feel she made the right decision?
That sounded like she sure did. That's what I heard.
Okay, perfect.
And then the second one sounded like, yep.
Okay.
That was cool. That was good. So my question I would like to ask is, am I making the right decision on moving?
Guys, do you feel that Bryan's making the right decision on moving? Something hint.
Yeah, and Greg Koss said manufactured. That's what that means. Manufactured. That's what he meant, or manufactured. I'm sure what he meant.
Yeah, it's all custom built, so.
Yeah. Lex, you want to go ahead and ask a question?
Yep. I'd like to know if the spirit or entity that has been following me for the last year is a positive one or a negative one.
Positive or negative, guys? What do you feel? Do you feel it's a positive entity or a negative one? Not sure what that said.
No.
We'll try it with this. Positive or negative, guys? Can you try one more time?
Negative. That was definitely negative. It said it in two parts. It said negative. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like a woman too. Did you get that, Lex?
I heard like where the bridge gap was. I didn't quite get the tiv. I heard the neg at the beginning of it.
Yeah, negative. Yeah, that's what I heard.
All
Well,
very
that's
cool.
fun. That's fun to know.
See, Rob said the same thing. Yes, I agree. Maybe asking where you picked it up from, how you can get rid of it.
Okay, let's try and word it like this. Did I get it when I traveled the country with Bryan?
Try that again.
There was something
Sounded
there.
like it said something home.
That's what I thought I heard.
Hmm.
I wonder
Yeah,
if you picked it up from my sister's place.
Maybe. Or it's been with me for that long of a time that is when I did the Red Book game at my mother's home.
Oh, that's true too. That's true too. Maybe you got more than what you thought you did.
Maybe. I mean, bear in mind, we all know that if you follow the show that I've had this thing for a while because it walks past the bloody camera.
Yes, this is true. And turns on all the appliances in your place.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yes.
Maybe that's what that response was. I thought I heard "turn it on" the last time we asked.
Ah.
Rob thinks he heard. I heard it. I heard it's in her home.
It's in her home.
I'd definitely love to go back and listen to that again and see what it actually said. Here's a question: is Bruce with us? Because Bruce was with us last time.
Oh yeah.
Remember when it came up with the name Bruce?
I do remember
Is
that.
he with us today? Is he going to help us?
Is Bruce going to come through and help us? Help you? Is that what that said?
It sounded like it said no help you. So not us, but you.
Okay. Is that what you said? That was something.
There's something definitely. That was definitely something. It was just hard to understand. Does anybody else have any questions they would like to ask?
Get them in the
Now
chat,
is
guys.
your time to get the chat going and get those questions up. Here's a good question. My dog is a walking vet bill. Is he going to hurt himself again?
Oh goodness. Be careful.
He is. He's a walking vet bill. He's having surgery in April. He's having his doodads removed. Sorry, guys.
He's going to love you for that.
Yeah. Oh, let's ask a question about the global ghost hunt.
Let's do it.
The global ghost hunt is going to be on in May. Is it going to be successful?
Yes or no, spirits?
Yes. That was definitely sounded like yes there. Did you get that, Lex?
Yeah, I had that.
That was yes. That's what I like to hear. So who else has another question they'd like to ask? Rob, would you like to ask a question? We can keep on asking questions until questions.
There's one there.
Okay, there's a good question. Thank you, Rob. Is the patrol going in the right direction?
Who's that? That's what that sounded like. Who's that?
Who's that? Yeah, I heard that too.
The patrol is run by Rob Hodgkins and Rob McLean. The patrol, are they going in the right direction? Wow. I'd really like to know what that said. That was something in the background there. It sounded like a female.
Yeah.
So Greg Cos has a question. How many spirits are here watching this session right now?
Oh my. Can we get a number? Can you give us a definitive number? How many spirits are watching right now?
That sounded like one.
I heard one straight away.
Yeah.
Thank you, spirits.
There
We
you go, Greg. One is watching right now. And what is that one spirit that's watching his name? It'd be funny if it said Bruce.
If it says Bruce, I'm gonna cry.
Can we get the name of the spirit who's watching right now?
I will say what that sounded like. It sounded like it said Samuel.
Did you say Samuel? Someone knows him? Thought I heard another name come through that.
Well, let's find out. Who else is here? Sounded like Dan.
Dan.
Speaking of, that's Dan. That's right there. That's Daniel right there.
Welcome, Dan.
That's great. Anybody else have any questions for Stevo and his portal box? Lex, go ahead.
Let's think forward. It's quite hard to pull a question out, to be honest. Try not to make them personal to me. That's what I'm trying to do.
Do you want me to ask one while you think about one?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. I'm going to try it with the new algorithm I made for them. Are there any messages that the spirits may have for anybody watching this tonight? Maybe I'll try something a little clearer for them. All right, how about now? Are there any messages from the guides? Can the guides come through and give anybody just any kind of message? Well, let's switch it over to the HSB one.
Yeah, and I have another question for you as well.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good question, Greg, actually, yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to put it on the mixed gender, so it's both male and female. All right, go ahead.
Is there anyone attached to that box?
To this box?
Yes.
Is there anybody attached to the portal?
No, I heard no, I don't believe they are. That's what I heard.
And here's a question from Courtney. Not necessarily a question for the box, but a question for you, Stevo. Are there certain rules regarding communication in the spirit world? Or maybe that is a question for the box. Are there certain rules regarding communication in the spirit world? It's an interesting question. Thank you, Courtney, for that.
That is. I feel there is. But let's see what they say. Can you answer that for us? Are there certain rules when it comes to communicating from your side to ours? Okay, how about now?
Sounded like it said no at the end. there. But you know, that is a really, really good question, because there was something that was posted during the week on Facebook. Somebody asked, why are some people able to communicate with spirits or go to somebody's place and get a spirit to talk to them, but somebody else goes into the exact same place and they get nothing? And my answer to that was pretty simple. I don't think we'll ever know.
I know.
There's no way for us to know for sure why they communicate with some people and don't communicate with others. There's no definitive answer on why that happens. Yes, we can talk about energy, we can talk about all of that stuff. But
It's
I
simpler than
honestly,
that.
I just believe that, you know, there's no clear answer to that question, you know? And what's your theory? Because theories are theories and opinions are opinions, you know, but we'll never really know the real answer.
Oh no, but my theory is this: go into any crowded space in any major city in the world where you don't know anyone, and try and get a conversation out of more than 5 people in your first effort without offering anything. Walk into a crowded space if I did it, if I just walked into London and tried to talk to somebody, I'm gonna get told to go away more than I'm gonna be listened to. It's the same principle in this. We're still talking to people. People don't have, not everyone likes talking to people they don't know about. But there are places that I know that have seemed more active when I've gone back than they were at the beginning when I went there, because they've become accustomed to me being there.
Yeah,
So
and
they
I get
talk, and I
that.
think that's my theory.
Yeah, and I get that, and that's happened with me as well. When I went to the church the very first time, we were getting communication, but not necessarily communication towards me, just communication in general. But then when I kept on going back, they started saying my name.
Yeah, that's
And
the
they
only way I
started
put it down.
repeating my name all the time. And I get that, but my whole thing on that was, I don't think we can, again, we have all these theories, we have all these opinions, but I don't think we'll truly really ever know the real answer until we're dead. You know,
Oh yeah,
and
I'm ignoring everyone when I'm dead.
oh, are you? No,
Every investigator is going to ignore
I got a bunch of people that I'm going to say hi to. And it's not going to be a good hi either. So I'm going to write something on the bathroom mirror.
Oh, I know what I'm doing when I'm dead. I remember this. I am going to reveal myself to certain investigators when I'm dead, and I'm going to show them what a haunting is. So I'm going to be meeting Jody Dean. I'm going to haunt his museum. Be like, communicate with this.
His fake ass museum.
Yeah, and then I'm going to do not just him. I'm going to go to Zach Baggins. I'm going to go to Destination Fear. I'm going to all of them, and then just see how they react when a real one turns up. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, for sure.
All you legit ones, you could just conjure me up, and I'll be like, "Hi, hi, Bryan."
I like what Courtney said there. I like what that's funny. That's funny, Courtney. You didn't talk to me when I was alive. I won't talk to you when I'm dead. I do like that. I do like that. That's good. So, does anybody else have any questions they want to ask? Stevo. Now is your time to bring up the questions.
While we're waiting for questions, I would like to ask Steve this: when you're doing these sessions, obviously with other people or by yourself, I think you said last time you do this alone quite a lot, don't you? You reach out and talk to.
Right.
What's the line that you don't cross when talking to people?
Oh, good question.
In terms of what you would touch upon, obviously, I said at the beginning of this that we won't touch on a certain question. Is there a line for you in these conversations?
Yeah, I mean, I just try to keep personal things out. I mean, it's not very comfortable asking, and it's, you know, and I don't think they want to talk about it any more than, we want to, right? So, I mean, it's just being fair. I mean, it's better to ask general questions than to really get specific, unless you're on some kind of case where you're trying to find, like, you know, a body or where a certain tombstone is or whatever the case may be, right? So
Could we possibly? Greg has another question. His question is, let me just bring you up here. There you go. His question is, Stevo, can he have one of his guides' name?
This guy's name. All right, let's see if we can connect. Can I get one of his guys' names? I know you guys are looking around. I feel them looking around. They're searching right now.
Greg Cause. Greg
Right.
Cause, one of his guides' names.
One of his guys' names. Can we get a name?
That sounded like Jesse.
Jesse, okay.
Did you catch that, Lex?
Relatively, yes. I think you're on the right note. Maybe not too exact, but it's around that sounding. Yes.
Yes. Let's try again.
All right. Can we try that one more time? Do you guys know? Do you know the name of one of his guides? I feel like generally it's specifically a male guide.
It's always interesting listening back, isn't it? Because I
Yeah.
know when you were on the last time you were on, we went through that and you cut it down. And if people want to go check that out, the last time Stevo was on, that is on his YouTube channel. His links are below. He did put that up there, and some of the questions that were asked during the show, and there were actual legitimate responses to some of those questions. I found the first one when we asked the question, "Who's here with us?" and it came out with the name right away. I can't recall what the last name was, but it said Bruce something.
Right.
And it was just really, really interesting. That question was asked, and then we got a response right away. So so Rob is saying Leslie first time and Michelle the second time. That's what he thinks he heard.
Okay.
Cool. So I do have another question. Is my direction with Paraflix the right decision, or should I leave?
What do you think, spirits?
Whatever that was, it was very long.
Right at the end, it sounded like, "But go with what you want," is what I thought I heard.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't catch the beginning. It said something at the beginning. It said, "But go with what you want," is what I kind of got out of that.
Interesting.
Mm.
Very interesting. Still doesn't really answer my question.
Well, no, it doesn't. Helpful as ever.
I'll ask like this. Do you feel that's the right path for Bryan, or do you think he should leave? Something happened. Should he continue, or should he just let it be?
Sounded like it said yes at the beginning and then something else. Here's another question by Rob from the patrol. Does Big Rob have an attachment since the stretch, when he was stretched? I think it was not last year, the year before, I think. Does he have an attachment? Does Big Rob have an attachment with the from the patrol?
Can we just get a yes or a no? Just a short answer, guys.
That sounded like no at the beginning.
Yeah, that's what I heard straight away as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I thought.
Well, that should be comforting, Rob.
Yeah.
That should be very comforting. I had for about a year, I had an attachment, and this gentleman's name was Bob. Is Bob still around, or did I lose him? Oh,
That
my
I'm so
God.
Brian, I'm so sure I heard I'm still here.
And it said, yeah. I thought I heard along the same lines. I thought I heard Bob is still here.
Well, hello to you, Bob. Good to see you and Brian are still hanging out.
Yeah. And here's yeah, and that's what Rob heard. I'm still here. Bob, I'm still, yeah, something along that lines. It'd be interesting to listen back to that one for sure.
Yeah.
And I've always been curious about this. What's the location called? Did I pick up, I'm going to ask this question because this is where I think I picked him up from. Did I pick up Bob from the girls' camp?
That's yes.
I always thought that's where I picked up Bob from, was the girls' camp. There was an abandoned girls' camp that I went to about a year and a half ago. And there was something dark there, something not very nice. And that's where I heard Bob for the first time. Now, I don't know what's going on at this girls' camp, but it's very dark and very dreary at night, and it's very creepy. As soon as you walk into this place, I saw the little girl right away when I walked into the camp, and so we went to the camp first. It was during the day. We went to the camp just to check it out and see what our surroundings was going to be. So I saw the little girl, and it's funny because when I was walking out, the little girl was beside me, and she stopped. It's almost like she wasn't allowed to go any further. And it's almost sounded like somebody was calling her to come back. You can't go any further than what you're doing right now. It was really, really super strange. But I think that's where I picked up the Bob from, because ever since that investigation, Bob was coming in everywhere, on microphones. At that time, I was using the Necrophonic. It was coming through there. It was coming on the SB7 as well. So it was really, really strange, and honestly, really, really creepy. So here's a question from Greg. Stevo, how long have you been working with the ITC?
Almost 8 years.
8 years. Wow, I didn't realize it was that long. That's great.
Well, it's been a lot longer than that, but filming, it's been about 8 years.
Yeah. So when you go on investigations, do you take the portal with you?
I've never taken my boxes on investigations. I always had a Bluetooth speaker, and then I would just run like Necrophonic or whatever through that. I mean, we've done a few, and then we just kind of stopped with it and just started doing the home stuff. I mean, because investigations are a lot of editing too.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, looking back at your 8 years of doing this, is there one time what really stands out to you when you were talking? Like, is there, like when you were talking with your portal, is there one thing that really stands out to you over these last 8 years that you go, you know what, that was mind blowing, and that's something I'll never forget?
Yeah, I mean, that comes to the story about when I got the H9. I don't know if I talked about that last time.
No, I don't think you did.
I ordered the H9 because, I want to be in control and not, overspoken by spirits, right? As you heard in the beginning, they overtalk you, right? So I thought, okay, well, before I even learned to program it, I ran the Deadwave app from the Chill Seekers, and for some reason I was feeling this energy behind me, and it felt like a protection angel. And that night when I ran that session, normally I'd help earthbound spirits, I'd be talking to spirits, and that night changed forever. I felt like I got taken from what everyone else is doing and put into the archangel realm, and that put me in a whole new light, because right after I learned how to program my pedal, I started getting way more better stuff, and the communication was different. Like, I asked about my cross one time, and it's actually up on my TikTok, I believe. I asked who was on this cross, and I got a definitive answer that said Jesus Christ right on the first hit when I asked. And I was just like, wow, I've never had that before.
Interesting. Has there been a time where you were doing a session and you got something and you said, you know what, I can't do this anymore?
Yeah, I mean, life happens, energy happens, and there's been points where I've just wanted just to hang it up and say be done with it. You know what I mean? I can't think of anything specific of why I wanted to, but just you get to a point where you just feel like you're fulfilled, and or there's negativity around or whatever, and it's just bringing through stuff you don't want, and it just continuously happens, and no matter how much you try to protect and clear that off, it's just you just got to walk away for a little bit.
Yeah. Here's a two-part question from Courtney. Stephen, is there anything you want to improve with your communication with spirit?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to have pretty much a direct telephone to them, where we're actually just really, when you just hone in, you put yourself in that meditation, and just everything is back and forth. And I know that's never going to happen, because you're always going to get random stuff, or they're always going to be talking amongst themselves too. I mean, that happens a lot, but that's something I thrive for anyway.
Yeah. And the second part to that question is, and spirit, is there anything you want us to approve with communication with you? So that would be towards the box, I guess, or towards the box or the portal.
Hello, Anthony. Hi, Anthony.
Is there anything that you guys would like to see us improve in communicating with you guys? Is there a way that helps you?
That was something. Can you ask that again? Because that was definitely something. And this is a really, really interesting question, because if there's any way that we can improve what we do on our side to help better communicate with them, this is something that I think we should, obviously we should know. And is there a better way for us to communicate with them?
Do you guys feel that there's a better way to communicate with you? Do you guys talk amongst yourselves? Is there something that you could tell us that would help improve? Maybe something that even you're doing yourself from your end?
Wow. I don't know what that said,
yeah,
but that sounded intense. That sounded intense, and it sounded like it responded to that. Maybe people in the audience heard it better than us, but that definitely sounded like really. Again, there's been a few things during this session that I would really like to go back on and hear again, and that's definitely one of them. Because, and Courtney, that was a fantastic question. It really was, because everybody out there is trying to find the next best thing that's going to help us communicate with spirit, and I don't know what. And just to let you know, and this doesn't normally happen to me. There is something, like, I'm looking at you, so Stevo, and there is something to your right of me looking at you. No, the other side. It's up in the corner, and there's actually something. No, the other side, the other way.
That way?
The other way.
That way.
Yes. Yeah.
That one.
Like, yeah, right above. If you take a look at the screen,
Okay.
let me just bring us back up. So I'm pointing over to my right. So that would be your left. There is something floating right there in the corner of my screen. And I don't know if anybody else can see it, but there is something definitely there.
Do you see a color?
It's not actually, yeah, there's something definitely there. And this doesn't happen too often to me through video. Let me just take a better look. Yeah, it's actually like a shadow, like Anthony's saying. It's like a shadow.
And it's moving.
It's moving, yeah.
Okay, yeah. May I ask who's beside me?
Yeah, that's a great question. That actually sounded like it said William. Can you ask if it's a William?
Is your name William? Angels or something. But can you answer my question? Can you say your name? Is your name William? Yes or no?
I don't know, but that yeah, and it's funny because other people are seeing it as well. It's very clear, and when you look back on this, Stevo, you're going to see it. I don't know if you see it now,
No, I don't.
but a lot of people in the room are seeing it. So what's ever there and what's ever communicating with you is probably what, and it just did a big move right now.
I think it moved
Wow.
Well, the opposite.
It's cool. It's
towards
cool.
my window, yeah. Did you move over towards the window? That's what I'm feeling. Let's ask that again. Did you just move towards the window?
One more time.
One more time. Did you move towards the window? Yes or no?
No, something, something. No, something, something. Are you, here's a question for you. Maybe it's one of your spirit guides.
Is this one of my guides? Are you helping me? Yes, something. Okay, let's ask again. Is this one of my spirit guides? Yes or no?
It sounded like it said, I'm something from.
Can you tell us where you're from?
Yeah, you're right, Suzette. It does have a little bit of a glow to it. And it's just, I don't know what it's doing, but it's just like, it's almost like it's just doing like this. Oh, sorry, you can't see me. Let me just bring myself back up. It's almost like it's doing this.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it's doing. It's almost like it's going back and forth, just intensely watching you.
Are you watching us do this?
Yes, you see me now.
Is that
That's
why?
what it sounded like it said. Yes, you see me now.
Is that why you're showing yourself?
Yeah. Listening.
Stop. I'm listening.
And what is his name?
What is your name?
Yeah, I don't want to say that name, what I just heard at the beginning.
All right,
I'm sorry, and I might be completely off base, guys, but it sounded like it said Lucifer at the beginning.
I'm not sure.
And I really don't like that name.
No, sometimes you get spirits that'll come in as well, no matter how well you're protected, and try and be a little funny. Are you?
Maybe it's from that TV show, Lucifer. He was the what show was that? It was Lucifer. It was a teen pop show. It was on for a while, and he was the devil, and his name was Lucifer, I believe, in the show.
The show was called Lucifer.
Was it? Maybe that's
Yeah.
what it is. Okay. Young guy with mid-20s, dark brown hair.
Played by Tom Ellis, the British actor. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, that's do you have a message for Steve or anyone? Yeah, it'd be, and that's where standing right there where you are now, Steve.
Yeah. I'm gonna open the blinds a little bit, see if that'll help. There, does that give you a little bit more light?
Does your portal have anything that it would like to tell me?
Are there any messages?
Yeah.
Let's try that again. Is there anything you guys would like to tell them? Call something.
No, Courtney, it would have been a shadow from the from his window because he had the blind closed.
And now he's opened the blind and it's still there. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, I'm just
It's like it's just hovering over you. It's almost like one of those things where you have that feeling somebody's looking over your shoulder. That's kind of what it is.
Well, that's what I tell people all the time. That spirits are in, they go in the back. They don't talk from the front. They talk from the back. And I think this is probably one of those times that proves it.
Yeah. Here's a question I'd like to ask. Are we going to be hit with another pandemic?
Guys, are we going to be hit with another pandemic?
Oh, that was possibly. That sounded like it said possibly. What did you hear, Steve?
I thought that said Paul's not sane.
I don't know. Obviously, it sounded that. What did you pick up anything, Lex?
not as clear as either of those. No, there was definitely something being said. I couldn't pick it up.
Do you want me to ask that one more time?
Sure.
To the guides or the angels, is there going to be another pandemic? Yes or no?
Lex?
No, still not getting anything.
No, nothing there for me either.
I feel they don't want to answer it.
And to be perfectly honest, I don't really want to know the answer.
No.
I don't want to be locked away in the house again for 6 months.
No.
I love the colors. So maybe you want to, while we have a moment here, Why don't you explain to the people how you build a portal box, just briefly?
Just briefly, so basically, it's just any guitar amp, any reverb, noise reduction, and just your power source to power everything on, and your audio source, whether it's an app or everybody's favorite, a radio, whichever you choose. Like, doesn't matter what you use. So I mean, it's just basic. The only thing this does is enhance the replies. That's the only thing it does.
Yeah. And obviously, you know me, I'm a fan of the SB7. And what is the SB7 like with the portal? What is it? Is it getting rid of that static noise?
It cuts out some of it. I mean, it's pretty clear. It does do that, but the SB7 is also better with a reverb. You're gonna get a lot more clear answers than just having to go. Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel this is more effective for that than just running it through a normal speaker.
Okay. So what we're gonna do right now, I got a new video that I want to show you guys. This is the new video that's going to be going out over the next couple of days. It is for the Global Ghost Hunt. This is a video that was put together for the fans and the enthusiasts to get them to come out and watch the Global Ghost Hunt, because we're going to have these investigators, we're going to have these great locations, but we need you guys, the fans, to support these investigations. So we're going to play that right now. This is the new release of the Global Ghost Hunt. Okay, so we'll be back in 1 minute. The second story is the husband and wife were going through a nasty divorce, and the ex-husband, or simply the ex-husband, burned down the house. And unfortunately, the story's true of the mother being killed, if it's the mother that is gone.
Are you two together? That was really good. That was brilliant.
It's kind of romantic, isn't it?
That's incredible.
Everlasting love.
That was incredible.
And there you go, guys. That is the new commercial that is going to be coming out. And hopefully everybody in this room will share out that commercial for us to bring more awareness to the Global Ghost Hunt. So, and you've changed the color on your box because it used to be blue. What's more effective, the blue or the green?
They love green, but I can. The blue's not showing as much. It's not really.
No, it's not. The green is actually kind of cool.
Yeah. The blue's better at night.
Oh, and you even have purple and orange, yellow,
white, green. There we go.
Green.
Lex,
you want to ask? Sorry, Stevo. Sorry.
Then let's see what we get with the green.
Yeah, Lex, go for it.
So I want to try and press my visitor a little bit and see if we can get a name of the thing that's following me around.
All right. I'm going to connect with my guide, Eliza. She's a great help with this stuff, too.
Good.
Eliza, you wanted the name, right?
The name, yes.
Okay. Eliza, can you come through and tell us the name? You seen it was there. Do you know its name? That sounded like something.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but it sounded like it said Wills.
Eliza, is that what you said?
It's small. It's small, hard.
But do you know the name? Let's try it one more time. Eliza, do you know the name?
Follow up. Is it human?
Eliza, is it human or interdimensional?
Sounds like she's struggling.
Yeah, she.
Is it a human? Is it human or something else?
Is it human or something else? You don't have to be near it, but can you just tell us, is it something else, yes or no? She's telling me intuitively whatever it is, she doesn't like it.
Is it going to hurt Lex? Or is it hurting him now?
Do you feel Lex is in any danger, yes or no? I don't know why, and call me right or wrong on this, but why do I keep seeing bookshelves? Do you have some kind of like attachment to bookshelves, Lex?
It's where I keep all my collected stuff on it. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why, but I feel a lot of the energy is there. Eliza, is that where you're saying it is?
Is that where Chucky is?
He's in there now. Yeah, but the weird deal the other day, I had the doors open and I was leaving for work, in the middle room door where that bookshelf is with all my stuff on it. The door slammed shut on me the other day.
Is it in that room? Is it in the room with his bookshelf?
I think we might have better luck with Paul here. Paul, can you answer that? Is that where it is? Is it in the room where the bookshelf is?
Something, small something.
Yeah. They just keep talking about it. It's like they don't want to answer.
Is there anything we can do to get rid of it? Call the man.
Are you
What is the
telling us
man's name?
Paul something that shit? That's what that sounded like. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to swear.
No, it's okay.
That's fine.
Is the man hiding in that room? Something,
That's
the man, something. What?
I thought I heard the man who shouldn't be here is what I heard.
What do we do to get rid of it? You have to something. Can you repeat that, please? One more time. Absolutely not. Who's that? Where's that coming from?
Just outside there.
Thank you from the peanut gallery. There you go.
Right, yeah.
Ask if they know why it chose me.
It shows something.
Can you tell us why it chose Lex?
Don't understand him.
Did it just follow him just because? Like the attachment? Did he just attach because? Paul, how do you feel about this? What's your recommendation? Or that's a better question. Paul, what is your recommendation? Whatever it is, it's not good.
Stuff been happening a lot in your home, Lex?
Not really. It's just every now and then. I've seen it more than anything's happened. So I catch it in reflections of my patio window. So I actually sit with the blinds permanently shut. So as you can see over there, I'll come in to go for a cigarette or something, and I'll go out onto the balcony, and I used to see someone stood behind me through the reflection. And that's happened about 3 or 4 times. Obviously, Brian, you were talking to me when all my appliances went nuts.
Yeah.
And obviously the other day, like I said, the door's been pinned open for ages in that room. I was getting ready to leave for work, and as I walked past the door just bang, shut.
Wow. Do you feel, Courtney's asking a question, do you feel it's negative, Lex?
I don't know. It's a weird thing. I can't get a gauge on it whatsoever because it's been around for about a year, probably longer, that I've noticed it. So I don't know. I mean, it seemed a bit weird that it slammed the door on me. That was a weird one.
Do you think it's not only attached to you, but likes Nadine?
I don't think it likes I don't think it likes her because something growled at her in our toilet the day that I saw it move across the lap. Remember when we were on the live, Brian, and it walked past me?
Okay, yeah.
And so later that night I told her about it, and she went to bed. I got up and went for a smoke, and then I came back in the room, and she was behind, like right in the corner of our bedroom, pointing at the ensuite toilet, and I was like, what? And she was like, something growled at me in there. And obviously there's no animals in here, so it freaked her out a little bit. So yeah.
So let's find out, does it want Nadine to leave?
I thought I heard that name.
Say it again.
So Nadine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that just came through the ball.
That's what I thought I heard as well. Yeah.
I thought it said Nadine here. I could be wrong. So does it want Nadine to leave? Say so? Think so? Say so? I'm sure Nadine would be happy to hear that.
Oh, no, definitely not.
So does anybody else have any questions in the audience? Would you like to ask a question before we end the show?
Let me just quickly answer Courtney under here as well. Do you know where you got it from? Either when I did the UK walk around with Brian, or before that, before I moved out of my mother's house, when I played a Red Book game to try and summon some stuff into the bedroom. And we did get some stuff that night. My videos on YouTube that whole night. And yeah, that would be the earliest time. I've never really messed with anything prior to those two things. So
yeah, we went to a lot of different spots, and the only place that I could think that we might have picked it up from is the windmill.
I don't think it would have been the windmill. It was too much of it seemed too much of a protection thing going on there. I thought if anything, I would think it was the Don Styler's gym.
Interesting. Yeah, I never thought about them, especially when we were out in the back near the water and it stretched.
Because you
and
and
Nando
me
got stretched.
Because we challenged it. So
Yeah.
maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, and you challenged it quite a bit as well. I think both of us did.
Both of us did. But nothing's personally happened to me. That's the weird thing. That it's always like loitering. Every time I've seen it in a reflection, it's always like at the back of the room.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
does it want to hurt Lex? That would be an interesting question to ask.
Sure.
Something tell me.
Does this entity want to hurt Lex? Yes or no?
that sounds like something, but I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if nobody has any other questions, we don't have any more questions. So I definitely let me do this for a minute. Yeah. So if nobody has any other questions, I definitely want to thank you, Stevo, for coming on today's show. I really appreciate it. I definitely want to bring you on later again down the road, and we'll do this again because it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun asking these kind of things, and I'm sure once you go over everything, you're going to probably hear some different things, and I look forward to you putting that all together so we can watch that again. If anybody wants to watch the first time he was on the show, you can go over to Through the Lens, and I believe it's episode 91 or 90, I believe. And if not, you can go over to Stevo's channel. And is that the last video you put up, Stevo?
Good question. You know, I'll show everybody where it is. Let's go to. Give me 1 second here.
So yeah, definitely go over and check that out. Once he went through all the editing and got all the words, it put a different perspective on it. That's for sure. It was actually really cool to see.
Yeah, it's about the 5th video down.
5th video down. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you want to, again, his link is below. You can go over to his channel and watch that. I think it's about 15 or 20 minutes long.
Probably a little longer than that, almost 40.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think it is almost 40 minutes. Yeah, that's right. So again, Stevo, thank you for coming on today's show. We really appreciate it. And thank you for doing your portal. I hope you had a good time, and we'll definitely have you on again down the road, like I said earlier. So I'm going to say my goodbyes, Lex.
Yeah, always a pleasure to have you back on here, and again, look forward to doing this again. But thank you for coming on. I will let you know if I find out anything more about my little stranger knocking about. But yeah, thank you for coming on today, and I hope the guests in the chat appreciated it as much as we did having you. It's always been great. So thank you very much for that, mate.
And thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I enjoyed this, and we'll see you guys next time.
Next time.
Okay, Stevo. Have a great rest of the day, okay?
You as well.
Okay. Well, that was cool. Definitely everybody in the room, thank you for coming on today's show. That was a lot of fun. It's just interesting to see that when it's happening right there, right? Because you heard things, I heard things, and once he puts it all together, he will probably put it up on his YouTube channel. And that's
it's
different when you can hear it 15 times, right?
Yeah.
compared to just listening to it once. What were you going to say? Sorry.
I was gonna say it's the same thing, like pretty much about to say the same thing. Is the perspective is so different. Like when you hear it in a flash, and you're trying to remember what you've heard, and
Yeah.
try and piece it, and then actually having the recorded version, it's so different. But yeah, it changes how it comes across when you watch it back. It's quite good.
Yeah. Do you have a faker for this week, or
I don't know, because obviously I wanted to dedicate this show to Stevo's work for this week.
so we'll definitely have a faker for next week.
See.
See?
See, yes, we will.
Yeah. Okay. For people that don't know, we usually do a segment at the end of the show. It's called Fakers, where Lex will select somebody from YouTube that's obviously faking the videos, and we call them out.
Not
Simple as
always
that.
obviously faking, but when I can prove they're faking.
There you go. Yeah. So, but up to this point, you've been dead on.
Yeah,
sure.
so far.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the next one.
Anyways, everybody, thank you again for coming and watching Stevo with his portal box, and hopefully we'll see you next week. I'm hoping we'll see you next week. And I want to say thank you to Stevo for coming on today's show, and everybody have a great rest of the day and a great week, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yep, and same from me, guys. Thank you for joining in today. This is what makes the show special, because you get to engage and do stuff with us as well. This show is not just for us, it's for you lot at home. So thank you so much for doing that. We'll see you next week. Have a nice time.